You're watching CarTell.tv and I'm Jenny. Call us on 1-800-SUBSCRIBE. So today we're giving you a sneak peek of the all-new Genesis GV70, the SUV that slots under the plush GV80. There's definitely room for vehicles of this kind on the market, and Genesis obviously tries to cash in on their recent success with well-accepted luxury sedans and the mentioned GV80. GV70 is a stunner, and in my opinion, it outshines the GV80. If there was one thing to complain about regarding the design of its larger sibling, it was that some parts were too big. The GV70 employs the same design direction, but in a smaller body, everything is smaller. I want to point out that both the headlights and the grille have more of a softer feel, so it's a little bit different. The side view is also less elegant than the GV80, but more modern and aggressive. This is perfect for a car that's supposed to compete with the likes of the Mercedes-Benz GLC and the BMW X3. This small window behind the C-pillar may not be the best for visibility, especially when accompanied by that angled tailgate and thick C-pillar. But it does complete the look of the side wonderfully. Creases on the doors also add to the aggression, clearly separating the GV70 from the GV80 in terms of both looks and purpose. On the inside, the GV70 is also easily distinguished. Central console is long and elevated, with a massive armrest, and the standard gearbox and storage controls at the front. The section with climate controls looks pretty unique, and it feels connected to the headlight controls on the other side of the steering wheel near the driver's door. For me, the interior really has its own sporty and slightly quirky flavour, definitely different to the GV80's more refined styling. Genesis obviously wants to clearly separate these two vehicles, not only in terms of the available space, but in terms of both of their different purposes and buyers they'll attract. I think it's a great idea, and I just love how they both have their own unique flavour. The wonderful digital instrument cluster is present here as well, and that was expected and very welcome. The same goes for the huge infotainment screen that we already reviewed in some other Genesis models. Both comfort and space is really good here in the rear for two people. You can use the third seat, but I prefer it as an armrest. But considering that this is the back seat, there's been a lot of consideration put in. I mean, you've got your own heating and cooling system controls here, USB ports, even a nice shade blind for that hot Aussie sun. I like it. The boot isn't huge, but it should be enough for a vehicle of this size. The rear seats split 60-40 and fold flat, in case you do need more space. The GV70 is available with three types of engine configurations. 3.5 litre turbo petrol with 280 kilowatts and 530 newton meters, a 2.5 litre turbo petrol with 224 kilowatts and 422 newton meters, and a 2.2 litre turbo diesel with 155 kilowatts and 441 newton meters of torque. All of these are somewhat familiar from some other models and well established already. None of those engine options felt lacking in the GV80, so I can only imagine they'll feel even more relaxed and efficient in this smaller package. Also, all of these can be upgraded via a sport package, which includes some sporty additions both in terms of styling and ability, adding things like electronic limited slip differential. The 3.5 litre engine provides good performance. Genesis says that it can reach 100 in 5.1 seconds. The GV70 can be rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and if latter, it gets multi-terrain control to adjust the way it drives for various driving conditions. Speaking of which, all the versions can be all-wheel drive, but only the smaller petrol and diesel can be rear-wheel drive only. Expectedly, it comes with all the latest safety features that basically boil down from the GV80. So can it compete with the likes of the Audi Q5, the Mercedes-Benz GLC, or the BMW X3? Judging from first impressions and the other models that Genesis has recently released to compete with the big three, it should be able to. However, I'll wait for a full review and a proper drive before I sign off on this. So Genesis, when can I expect the car? What do you guys think? Leave your comments below.